Hij was 4 jaar lang ambassadeur voor de Verenigde Staten in ons land, van 2009 tot 2013. En hij heeft die banden met ons land nooit doorgeknipt. Integendeel, hij komt hier nog vaak om zaken te doen en vrienden te bezoeken. Gisteren geland op de geteisterde luchthaven van Zaventem en vandaag bij ons Howard Gutman. Mr. Gutman, please be seated. How are you, Mr. Gutman?
I'm very well.
Long time no see.
Well, I'm around, so you can always see me.
Yes, it's true. You still come here quite often, don't you?
My wife and I spend about a week a month in Belgium and the rest of the time in Washington. I have business and consulting and a fund, and we have a lot of friends, so we love to do both.
How is it arriving at an airport that has been bombed by terrorists?
So yesterday was a sad day for me. I had not been to Zaventem since the terror, because you couldn't leave from there. I had to leave last month from London. And the airport for now is gone, but not the spirit. So I saw the World Trade Towers when they were down. They've been rebuilt. You can damage an airport, but you cannot win.
I see. On the other hand, you're an exception, because most of your fellow Americans avoid our country nowadays. Investors, tourists, they stay away, and that is an economical disaster.
I wish it wasn't so, but it is a serious problem.
Yes?
When I come to Belgium now, people say, I will pray for you. And
Do they literally?
people say, I will pray for you.
And they're not kidding.
And then I explain to them, quite factually, that the most dangerous part of my trip will be the ride from my house in Bethesda, Maryland, to the airport at Dulles in Washington. That is factually the most. And that I could tonight go sleep on the streets of Molenbeek and be about 1,000 times safer factually than in parts of Washington, parts of New York, parts of LA, parts of Chicago. But when you strike with terror, that's the point. It's to send the fear. Fear will always lose, but it's up to Belgium to make sure it doesn't lose and hurt the country.
And do you think it will take a lot of time to change that?
You know, it depends how aggressive the response is. Right now, Americans will not come to Belgium or to Paris this summer, this Christmas, next summer, next Christmas.
They won't?
They are physically scared, and now the attention is here. So on the one hand, it's a problem, but a problem is always an opportunity. So it's incumbent on Belgians to go show what the truth is, the facts are. Belgium is a very safe country. Belgium is, just factually, by the Global Peace Index, Belgium was the 17th safest country in the world. My country was 93rd.
They won't.
The UK was 39th. So come to Belgium if you want to be safe, but that message doesn't exist yet. Back home, they're worried.
Michael?
Bring an umbrella, though.
You know, only for the skies, never for the people. So
True,
there you go.
true. Thanks.
On the other hand, no one ever calls the United States a failed state.
Well, you know, and it's pretty odd. I can't believe Belgium's letting itself be called a failed state, because if what you're talking about is democracy, of course, do we have Flemings and Walloons? I can tell you, De Rupo and De Wever are a lot closer together than Obama and Trump. If you've seen my country work, we couldn't pass a budget the last 2 budget cycles running a surplus. Ted Cruz got up for 45 hours and kept talking to prevent us from having a budget. That's not dysfunctionality, that's democracy. So I can assure you, the Walloons and the Flemings, or the 19 divisions, if this had happened when it happened in San Bernardino, you had the San Bernardino police, you had the California state troopers, you had the FBI. We have as many law enforcements with jurisdiction. We have far more political division. That's called democracy. Democracy is never efficient. If you want efficiency, go to China, won't happen.
That's kind of interesting, because it looks like it's only in Belgium. We have this saying, only in Belgium.
Because you have the 3 dirtiest words that Belgians say that they should never be allowed to say. I'm just Belgian. And when they do it, it just infuriates me, instead of saying, I'm Belgian. This is fabulous.
Yeah, that's a cultural difference.
It's a cultural difference.
Yeah, we're not very proud of who we are.
Well, it's also, you don't know how much you have to be proud of. But if you're going to shy away from democratic fighting, take a look. I mean, we have Donald Trump, Ted Cruz as 2 of the 3 Republicans. Thank God neither one will get it, but we have them as finalists. And Barack Obama. We have even Bernie Sanders may be popular here, back home. That's another one. So that's dysfunctionality.
Moet jij aan je collega's België wel eens verdedigen? Want die krijgt er in het peloton ook wel vragen over, neem ik aan.
Ja, ik krijg er zeker vragen over. Maar ik ben fier Belg te zijn eigenlijk. En ik heb het geluk dat het hart van het wielrennen in België is. Dus mijn ploegmaten komen heel graag naar...
En worden ze ook niet afgeschrikt door die aanslagen om hier te komen rijden?
Ja, ze worden een beetje afgeschrikt omdat, ik denk, dwars door Vlaanderen of 3 plus Harelbeke zijn ze naar Parijs gegaan voor daar te landen. Normaal hadden ze een vlucht richting Brussel, dus wij zijn heel veel in Zaventem, dus we staan heel dicht bij dat.
Dat is wel jammer. Hè. Vroeger waren wij het land waar dan niemand aan bras mee had. Hè. Vroeger was het echt heel veilig om te zeggen. Ik heb op Erasmus gezeten met allerlei nationaliteiten. De tijd van Bush, alle Amerikanen zeiden I'm from Canada. Hè, om dat dan maar te vermijden. En België, niemand had daar ruzie mee. Plots zitten wij nu in het centrum van de storm.
Actually, we could use you as an ambassador for Belgium in the United
You do
States.
great.
You have wonderful ambassadors in the United States. Johan van Beek is great and Dirk Wilders is coming. They do a great job. It takes every Belgian. It takes the government to be vigilant, but it takes understanding how broad the problem is. But for God's sake, if people could know Belgium the way we see it, they would realize it's a fabulous time to come to Belgium. Not they'll pray for me getting here.
You keep defending our country. I found some footage of you on your website or your YouTube channel. It is you in Molenbeek. What is this, Mr. Gutman? Visiting a school,
That's the
a
Muslim
Muslim
high school in Molenbeek.
And why is this so special?
Well, I got the loudest. They're singing the U.S. national anthem, Hand on Heart, and they're about to sing the Brabant song, Hand on Heart. They learned my national anthem proudly singing it in Molenbeek, Hand on Heart.
Never saw.
Nobody serves. That footage has been at Fox News, it's been at CNN, it's been at MSNBC. They don't want to show Muslim kids in Molenbeek singing the Star Spangled Banner, Hand on Heart, or singing the Brabant song. They'd rather condemn. It's never about an area, a city, and for God's sake, not about a country. It's about terrorism. It's not about these kids. And so you can never confuse it, and it's unfair to every one of those students to confuse it. I was the graduation speaker there once. I brought some actors from Hollywood to Molenbeek. It's a community that has great opportunity. Terrorism is a terrible problem. We can't have a single death, but you have to stamp out terrorism, not people.
Do you find that we do that now? We don't make that separation between.
It's too easy to just generalize and condemn. Molenbeek is sitting there to be the world's joke. That's unfair to every one of those students I met. Belgium is sitting there to be the world's joke. That's unfair to all of you. And the only ones who control the fate are the people here.
Can you please run for Belgian president?
Every time, when you say that, no.
We will vote. Come on.
Charles Michel does a fabulous job.
You can be our
does a
king.
fabulous job. You just have to do it all together.
Be our king.
That would be awesome. Oh, thank you. I had nothing to do with any of that, I assure you.
I will insult you, I promise.
Let me show someone who is running for president in the United States and what he had to say about this country.
Oh.
There's something bad going on. And until we find out what it is so we can correct it, you go to Brussels. I was in Brussels a long time ago, 20 years ago. So beautiful, everything's so beautiful. It's like living in a hellhole right now.
Now, there you go, Mr. Gutman.
Well, the good news is 65% of Republicans oppose him, and the 35 that support him are 35% of the 48% of America and the 30% that vote. So maybe there's 12% of America that read.
80% of media coverage.
But he also won't be president, and I don't think he'll be the Republican nominee.
I beg your pardon?
He won't be president, and I don't believe he'll be the
I thought
Republican nominee.
it was between him, Donald Trump, and Ted Cruz, no?
If I were betting now, and I'm writing this again, the Washington Post,
Let's
it's
bet.
almost certainly not Donald Trump or Ted Cruz as the Republican nominee.
You have to explain that.
So the way our process works, there are primaries, and those assign delegates to a convention, and those delegates have to vote at that convention on the first round for whoever they're elected under whose name. The first round, a Republican has to get 1,237 votes. If no one gets the minimum, the 1,237 to win on the first round, everyone is free to vote the second round, the third round, as they wish. Donald Trump will not win Indiana. Without Indiana, he won't get to 1,237. He'll get to 1,100.
And what about Ted Cruz, then?
Ted Cruz will be 400 behind him. So if you're normally at 1,100 or 1,150, the second round you would win. But nobody in the Republicans wants to add to Donald Trump, so the second round he will go down. The third round he will go down. So he'll get very close, a stone's throw, but he won't cross the line. And then how do you make a man who's 400 delegates and millions of voters behind over him. If Ted Cruz finished 50 or 80 delegates behind, sure, he could get in the second round. But I don't think they can put a guy 400 delegates and millions of voters ahead.
Okay.
So that means the two of them are
and
out.
if you are right, who should we be looking at then?
So until last week, it was almost certain to me that the Republican
Frank
nominee
Underwood?
was going to be a guy named Paul Ryan,
Paul Ryan, that's the
Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House. That's like Siegfried Bracken in Belgium.
But, yeah, right. It was going to be either Paul Ryan or Siegfried Bracken, one of the two.
Yeah.
But it was going to be Paul
Without the
Ryan.
bow tie, yeah.
But he got the kiss of death last week. Everyone said, well, we know Donald Trump will never get 1237. He'll fall back. You can't give it to Ted Cruz, so it'll be Paul Ryan. And everyone started accusing Paul Ryan of positioning to get it at the convention.
I see.
So he had to say, no, 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 1,000 times no, I will never do it. He was supposed to say no, 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 meaning yes, yes, yes. But he said no, 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 and it might have to be no.
It might.
So if you want to know the Republican nominee,
Yes, please. Now,
only in Van Gils Gaston will they hear this for the first time ever.
please. We're listening.
I believe it's a woman named Nikki Haley. Because Nikki Haley was going to be...
This is her.
That's her.
She looks yeah, like your sister.
It was either Michael or Nikki Haley.
Not my sister, don't worry.
Nikki Haley is supposed to be the vice president. So everyone is supposed to talk in her favor. Everyone is supposed to like her. It's okay for her to be looking like she's running because everyone knows she's running for vice president. But someone has to get it. Leave it, you're busy. I'm not going to get a Republican nomination. If they're out of Donald Trump, they're out of Ted Cruz, probably Paul Ryan, but if he got himself out, come on
So
down,
then,
Nikki Haley.
if you are right, Mr. Gutman, the next president of the United States is a woman then. Either Nikki Haley
or Hillary
or
Clinton.
Clinton.
This is not like in House of Cards at all.
Let me explain something, because the first question every Belgian asks me is it really like House of Cards? And the answer is, no, it's worse. It's much worse than House of Cards.
Oh my God! I just saw the last season. It's
Yeah, but
terrible.
we haven't had anyone kill each other, but other than that, look at this. Is this worse than House of Cards?
We hebben in ieder geval een naam om te onthouden. Die moeten we dringend eens
Nikki
gaan...
Haley.
Nikki Haley. Thank you very much, Howard Gutman.